Ronnie Fragrances here. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 10 best date night fragrances. I'm going to be telling you when to wear it, why you should wear it, the compliments you may expect, and the different scents on it. Also, the longevity. I'm going to be breaking everything down with the handy dandy phone so I can tell y'all all the notes. First up, a classic that is always perfect for most occasions, Prada Black. Now, Prada Black is a fragrance that I discovered a few years ago that smells amazing for any date night. The longevity on Prada Black is sitting at about roughly 5.5 to 6 hours, depending on what fabric and if your skin is moisturized. It's going to be about roughly an arm's length projection. So people are going to smell you, but it won't be, offensive. It'll be great for any type of special occasion, first date, black tie event. It is an amazing, beautiful, amber musky style of fragrance. The top notes is going to be bergamot. The middle is going to be patchouli and some angelic. Also, you're going to have some candarin at the base note, amber and musk. It is a beautiful, semi-spicy type of fragrance with an amazing dry down. I know Valentine's Day just happened. If you couldn't find yourself a date, this one right here may actually get you in the running for some of those galentines out there. Next on our list is my second favorite iris fragrance, which is Dior Homme Intense. Not the new one that just came out, but the one before it. This beautiful iris fragrance is an amazing fragrance for you to have another black tie event, but it's also great for a first date. Longevity on the skin, at least my skin, is sitting at about 6 hours, and depending on the fabric, you may actually go into the next evening. Notes on this fragrance is lavender, iris, some amberite, that's muskmellow, a little bit of pear, Virginian cedar, as well as vetiver. This is an amazing fragrance. I'm gonna let you know the first 10 to 20 seconds of this fragrance is gonna smell like makeup, just being honest with y'all. But after that, you get the beauty of it, the mastery of it. And the lavender is not as strong as you would think. Really, this is a heavy iris fragrance that is absolutely beautiful. You can do the Parfum version of this, but I gotta stick with the Intense because the Intense has garnered me a lot of compliments. And this fragrance right here will get you a lot of compliments. Number 3 for my coffee goers out there is La Tactica de Café by Day 3 Fragrances. Now, this is a beautiful way on how to do coffee. This is not just roasted coffee beans. This is like maybe a Cambodian, Ethiopian coffee with a little bit of a vanilla spicy touch to it. Day 3 really did a great job on this. This right here would be great for pretty much any time in the winter. It can actually be a signature scent coming into this next spring. Longevity on this, I get about a good 6.5. I even was able to stretch this out 7, but mainly 6.5 with about a good 2 arm lengths of projection. It's not monstrous, but it is still pretty loud. I freaking love this thing. It just is an amazing fragrance with a very seductive dry down. If you're trying to get a number and you're in like a Barnes & Noble, coffee shop, heck, even the grocery store, this one right here would be perfect. And I think any age group will wear this. Notes on this, on the top is going to be some spices and some wild orange. You really don't get much of that orange. The coffee most definitely should be on every stage in the note, honestly. The caramel, the rum, the rose is really kind of non-existent. The brown sugar, amber, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and amorous. That sandalwood makes it very creamy, especially on that dry down. This is just, if I had a 10 out of 10, this would come in at a solid 9. Next up may be a little controversial, and I do not recommend people under 30 wearing it, but it is very, very good smelling. It is Oud Maracujá by Maison Crivelli. Now, this is a very monstrous, very strong fragrance that is not for the weak. I would recommend only about 2 sprays of this. Everything else is about 4, but this one right here is a strong 2. The oud in this is masterful though. I know some people would think Ombre Nomad, but Ombre Nomad's oud can come off a little watered down on some people, me included, but this is beautiful. Now, when to wear this? I would honestly wear this, you're 30 and up, you're successful, you're looking for a partner that can share in that success and they are not young. I would say get this. This would be more of your going out to like a rooftop bar. I wouldn't really club with this because this is very, very specific. This is more like a first, second encounter than a first date just because of how loud it is. But I have got great success. My wife absolutely loved this fragrance, but we are both in our 30s. But I couldn't give you a list without having this on it because it is just that good. It's just very, very, very strong. The notes of this is passion fruit, fruity notes, some saffron and rose. You definitely smell more of the rose than the saffron. The oud, the patchouli, the benzoin, the leather, wood, amber, vanilla, and latmium. You definitely get that latmium, patchouli, oud, and rose in this with a little bit of fruitness on top. Longevity with this thing, 9 hours minimum. There has not been one time I worn this that it did not last 9 hours, and it's about 4 to 5 days on clothes. You really would have to wash your clothes with this one. It's expensive, but it is worth it if it suits your taste. It suits mine, so I had to put it on this list. Next up is a fan favorite. Technically, this is 2-in-1, but we'll get to that in a second. This is PDM's Althaïr. That's Parfums de Marly Althaïr. This has become one of the most popular fragrances of the house of PDM, right next to Layton, but I think over time it will eclipse Layton. It smells great. The way that the vanilla and the spicy and the cinnamon is made into this do not lean into the area of angel share, but it is its own thing. It is a masterful, beautiful fragrance, especially after it macerates in about a month or two, and you really get a lot of those nuances. You can wear this as a signature scent. Honestly, anytime between spring, winter, fall, it just smells that great. You will get a second look. Will you get her number? Maybe, maybe not. But you will at least get a second look, a second conversation. My wife absolutely loves this thing. This is her second favorite PDM next to cologne. This is a great fragrance. Longevity of this fragrance, I have not got any time shorter than 6, and the longest I've gotten, well, moisturized skin has been about 8 hours. In clothes, it's a few days, especially on sweaters. Now, the notes of this fragrance is cinnamon, cardamom, orange blossom, bergamot, bourbon vanilla, ilmi, praline, musk, and ambroxan, gaiac wood, tonka bean, and almond. Understand that almond is very in the back. You have almond favorite armored forward fragrances like Pegasus from this house, but the almond here is very subdued in the back, and it is beautifully put together. I absolutely love this thing. I'm pretty much maybe at about almost above half with this thing, and I'm probably going to get myself another bottle of this year. It is beautiful, but remember when I said about the 2-in-1? You do have a clone of this fragrance called Liquid Brawn. Liquid Brawn does smell like it for at least the first 4 months in my testing. Then once this macerates and then the PDM macerates, it changes. This does not smell like a 1-to-1 anymore after 4 months, but it does smell close enough that it shares a similar DNA, kind of like how Mont Blanc Explorer and Creed is. They smell similar in the DNA structure, even though they are not the same. That's what this turns in 4 months. But $250 for that bottle versus about, I think you can get this for about 30, 40 bucks. So depends on what your pocket look like. I would recommend Althaïr, but if you're trying to smell really, really good and don't spend that much money, you can get Liquid Brawn as an alternative. Up next is my favorite from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier. You have Le Mel Le Parfum. Now, some people will go with the Golden Child, which would be the elixir, but this one right here has a special place in my heart. It has garnered me the most compliments from any designer fragrance. It is just that good. This is a perfect first date fragrance. This is a perfect first interaction, want to get her number type of cologne. And I sing the praises of this fragrance all the time, to the point that this is the only bottle of cologne that I ever had that I've had 3 bottles of it. It is just that wonderful. It's just that good. This right here doesn't smell like the Jean Paul Gaultiers of old. This one right here is his own thing. And I'm glad they didn't come out with like an elixir version of this. I'm glad they kept this particular version because it smells absolutely amazing. Longevity, 6 hours. A lot of these fragrances are going to be 6 hours. If I don't specify the sprays, just go with 4. But this one right here, 6 hours on clothes, it is definitely the next day. The notes of this fragrance on top is cardamom. The middle is lavender and iris. And the base is vanilla, oriental notes, and woody notes. Now, you get a little bit of the lavender, but it's not a lot. It's not heavy like Naxos from Xerjoff. And you get beautiful iris. The vanilla and iris plays very, very well with the woodsy and the cardamom. This is a masterful fragrance that I think every guy should have in their collection. If you think I should make a video on the must-haves for every guy to have in their collection, please comment that in the description. This fragrance right here is going to be about 2 arms length of projection, so people will smell you and it won't be offensive. If you're liking the video so far, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and share. If you don't like the video, like it anyway, follow anyway, so it can get pushed out to other people who may want to see the content. Next up is a hidden gem that nobody talks about, and people gatekeep it, but I don't gatekeep on this channel. It is Xerjoff's Ivory route. This is the most beautiful, powdery, masculine fragrance I have ever smelled in my life. The way that they do the warm spiciness, the woodiness, the powdery, it's just absolutely beautiful. It is a man of mystery but sophistication style of fragrance. First date, meeting her parents, going out for a really nice steak. This is the fragrance that you really want to wear. You can also wear this fragrance a little bit dressed down as well with some chinos. This is a masterful fragrance. Very, very, very amazing. Longevity sitting at about 5.5 to 6, and on clothes about 12 to 16 hours. I really haven't got one a spray out of this that has lasted a full day, but it will last a few hours. Spicy notes, sandalwood, allspice, patchouli, and basil. That sandalwood makes it very, very, very creamy. There's a lot of sandalwood. This is more of a sandalwood forward fragrance with the patchouli and the spicy notes. And then look at the bottle. Xerjoff just makes amazing bottles. This is my favorite Xerjoff. People will go with Naxos. People go with Tumi Awaken Monkey Special. But this right here is a gatekeeper that I'm not gatekeeping anymore. And I really do recommend this for any guy if you want to go out of the status quo but still smell good enough to get a plentiful amount of compliments. Next up on the list, I had to make sure I offered y'all a really nice freshie, and this is Tumi's Awaken. Now, Tumi Awaken, people don't talk about this much, and they really, really should. And I think because Tumi does a lot of luggage, but this Tumi's Awaken is the best from Tumi. It smells amazing. Aromatic, woody, with some fresh spiciness. You really can't beat it. And this is what makes Tumi Awaken so amazing and versatile. You can wear it any time of the year. Any time of the year except extreme cold. I'm talking about anything under about 40 degrees. It just does not stick on me. But besides that, it's just amazing. And what makes this so amazing, understand, the DNA is familiar. It has a similar Aventus DNA, but what they do is they switch out the oak moss for cypress and fir. That's what makes it different. But these are the notes. You got bergamot, coriander, grapefruit, cypress fir, celery sage, cedar, opium, and patchouli. And they still keep this very fresh even though you have that patchouli there. The grapefruit and the bergamot does not push out heavy like the pineapple in Aventus. But this right here is very, very, very well made. I've worn this multiple occasions. You're gonna have yourself about 2 arms length of projection. On skin, I get about a good 5.5 hours. And on clothes, it's stick on a nice white t-shirt, but for some reason it didn't stick on a sweater. But it is a great utility fragrance. If you just want to go out, you're really not trying to impress anybody, but you end up impressing somebody, or you see somebody and you want something that won't be offensive so you can talk to her, Tumi's Awaken is a great, cheap barrier of entry to be able to smell good and smell nice at any time of the year. Next up, from the house of MFK, so you know we're spending a pretty penny, but trust me, it is okay. Oud Satin Mood Extrait, the Extrait version. You can do the EDP, but the Extrait version is darker. It screams sophisticated bad boy, Christian Grey, 50 Shades of Grey type of bad boy. You want to smell sophisticated with an edge. This is the one that you need to get. The oud vanilla, the powderiness, the violet, the amber. It is absolutely beautiful. It was my love at first sniff from the house of MFK. People love it first sniff was Baccarat 540. Mine was Oud Satin Mood Extrait. Notes on this bad boy here are violet, geranium, cinnamon, cardamom, 2 different roses. That's damask and Turkish rose. Oud, vanilla, amber, benzoin, caramel, musk, and cedar. So there is a bit of oud and rose that you'll get in this, but it doesn't smell feminine like some oud and rose fragrances does. And it doesn't smell like the original EDP. It doesn't smell like Ombre Nomad from Louis Vuitton. It doesn't even smell like Oud Maracujá that we talked about earlier. This is its own beautiful thing. Do not put this on any light fabric. I'm being honest with you. No light oranges, no light blues, no whites, no yellows, because this will stain. This will stain outside of something dark. That's why I use the term Christian grey, you know, wearing all that black. One of the fragrances my wife cannot allow me to walk outside by myself with. She loves it, and she know that other women will love it as well. If you're looking for at least a second chance after you done put your foot in your mouth, this is what you need to be wearing. It's very strong. 2 sprays, maybe 3 max, 3 arms length of projection. It's going to stay on skin about a good 8 hours and on clothes for days. It is that potent, but hey, when you up in this price point with MFK, it better be strong. Last but certainly not least, I could have put so many others on this, but I'm just thinking of the mass appealing aspect to every single kind of guy. So Ombre leather, the original Ombre leather. This right here is the bad boy of all fragrances. The way that the leather is built in this smells like the leather of a brand new Porsche that I want to buy one day, and I hope I can. But it is an amazing fragrance. Very, very, very seductive, very bad boy, very, not many people going to smell like you, which is kind of crazy because it was very, very popular at one point. These notes really don't matter. I'm gonna tell you the notes, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what it smells like. You have on top cardamom, leather, jasmine, amber, moss, and patchouli. Really what you're going to get is leather. Somehow, there's a little bit of a mix of a slight raspberry notes. And the notes don't say, but it's some type of slight raspberry note. I think maybe the jasmine and the amber is mimicking that note, but it is great. This is the problem with it. Some guys say that the longevity on this is about 3 hours. Some guys say the longevity is about 8. So it's a little skin reliant. It's a little fabric reliant. I put this on a leather jacket, and my leather jacket with this right here, chef's kiss. I put this on just like having a regular t-shirt on, about 4 hours. So it really is a fabric reliant thing. Now, if you can find the right combination for your skin and your fabrics, you're gonna get yourself about 2 to 3 arms length of projection in about 6.5 to 7 hours of longevity. This right here, perfect going out to the bar, perfect going out. I wouldn't wear this in the club. It's not loud enough because everybody's gonna be wearing colognes and perfumes, but it is great if you're just trying to introduce yourself. Rooftop bars, regular bars, just going out. You can wear this. This can be a semi-signature scent. I would not wear this in high heat. It comes off a little bit funky as you sweat a lot. I've worn this, testing this in the gym. Trust me, it comes off a little funky if you sweat a lot. So that's the only problem with this, but I had to put this on this list because the amount of compliments it garnered. This is my wife's #1 fragrance for a long, long time before another fragrance that we're going to talk about in another video became her #1. This is an amazing fragrance, and I think every guy should have it in their collection. I appreciate everybody coming back and rocking with me here at Ronnie Fragrances. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done it already. We're going to be talking about a lot of fragrances here. If there's any fragrance that you want me to talk about in future videos, please put them in the comments. And like always, it's been really nice rocking with y'all. Until next time.